Hey everyone, Steve here from PC Budget Solutions, and you would think that this unboxing and quick overview is a rehash of a case I already did, and yes it is, but no it isn't. There's actually a couple differences with this particular case, and I'll give you my kind of too long didn't read on the build log, which should be coming shortly after this video. But today we have a nice guy from Deepcool over here. So we have another, the Matrexx 55, but this is the ADD-RGB. This does not include the fans. The reason for that, despite the fans version actually being only, I think, 20 bucks more, I have fans right now. I actually have a lot of fans, so we don't need to worry about that necessarily, but there are a couple differences between this and just the regular RGB, not the addressable version. So that's what the ADD stands for, addressable RGB strip. Interestingly enough, the fans are not addressable RGB, so I kind of did it backwards. But either way, let's go ahead and take a look at the case and see what differences are in this version. So let's go ahead and get her open. And that side here. Just being careful not to make some of the dumb mistakes I've made in the past, such as keeping my address there. Luckily, I usually have a couple people that notify me of that stuff if I don't catch it right away. So this is the white version, and I believe I did it because it was cheaper. Ooh, I can just feel the, there we go, got shocked there. Yes, the white version I believe was on sale. I got it for $59.99. Let's get this sit up right here. So this by itself is about $15 more than the other variant that I got, but just a couple immediate changes. So this wasn't on all the way here, but looks to be relatively fine. Let's go ahead and take these off. So I will say this, Deepcool, I would have preferred you guys to have these on a little bit tighter. Just so no damage happens during shipping, but not something I'm really too worried about. Immediately, first things first, power supply cover. That was not present in the previous one, so that probably is one of the biggest differences. The PCI Express, again, I mean, come on guys. I mean, these breakouts, that's kind of annoying. Top one does unscrew, so that's what gets me. This top one unscrews, but the rest of them don't. I don't get it, but regardless, I didn't expect it, and at a $60 price point, I've seen some decent cases that don't do it, so either way. Oh, so you'll put these on tight as can be, but not the ones that actually matter. There we go. So do I have to get my screwdriver? No, we're good. So let's go ahead and slide this off here. Put all these down for a second. There we go. I do have to note their side panel is relatively it's pretty rigid, doesn't have much flex to it, and it's pretty heavy too. So let's take a look at what we got back here. Nothing overly surprising necessarily. The only thing that does have a little bit of concern for me is how we're going to hook up the RGB. So it looks like we have power, which is nice, but I would like, so these are 3 and I think mine are 4. So let's take a look at, so it looks like you have to have the same kind of connector, and yes, I get it, these are popular, but I think I'm going to take a look. Actually, let's grab a Cooler Master fan and see what we got to deal with right now. So I was disappointed, did not find what I was looking for, but I found what I'm looking for. I'll show you what I mean in a second. Yes. This is precisely, so in the bag comes with what we need. So perfect. So thank you, Deepcool, for not making me lose too much faith here and everything. So we have addressable, all sorts of different connectors here. So I'm not sure what's what. So stay tuned to the videos of the build log. That's going to be where I'm going to figure a lot of this stuff out. The purpose of all this is to have, I think, some daisy chain capabilities, I believe. At least I believe that to be correct. So, but we do have ultimately a couple pieces that we need here. So we could do, yeah, see, I'm just not sure what's really needed necessarily. It's really confusing. I feel like we can probably remove this set of cables and just use something like this. Well, here, I actually have a fan that's like that. So this fan ends in a female connector. It's the PC Kohler. So what that tells me is this is strictly daisy chain purposes. So if it ends in a female connector, then what I should need, and unfortunately this is very loose, which is kind of annoying, but all I probably would need is this over to the board. And then this should, I believe, come out. Or not. Let me see here. Okay. Actually, I think it's going to be the male end. It's going to have to. So what should happen is like that, I believe. That to sound correct. So we're going to mess with it. Let's move on. But they do give you plenty of extra cables and the ability to daisy chain multiple fans together on one hub. So definitely everything looks to be okay there, which is good. They give you all of the screws that you'll probably need in here as well. Standard power supply length here. This is not movable. This is actually riveted in down here, so no shocker there. SSDs mount here. Again, that's just like the old case. Plenty of cable routing. You know, you have a lot of room back here to route cables. So the point of this project, I'm actually kind of taking some parts of my wife's old computer that we just did some overhauls on and upgrade. So that's kind of what the whole idea was. But I mean, I really would have liked all black cables personally, but again, I mean, it's a $60 case, so not that bad. You know, just looking over, I kind of already have, unplug the connector if you use for motherboard like, okay, so yeah, we're not going to want to plug this in. So just note that if you're using motherboard control, don't plug in this Matrexx connector. That's what that's for, to power, whereas the motherboard will be powering this then. But yeah, $60 case. Honestly, it hits a lot of requirements. It has plenty of ventilation here. You know, it's honestly probably going to be just as good as a previous case, if not slightly better, right? So let's go ahead and wrap it up. Then you guys can tune in next for the build log. Thank you all for tuning in to this unboxing and overview of the Deepcool Matrexx 55 addressable ADD-RGB in white case. If you want to buy it, link in the description below. Having used the lesser version, I can honestly say I'm probably going to recommend this case, so you've got my seal approval there. If you do like the video, definitely hit that like button, so do that. If you dislike, hit the dislike button, get subscribed, buy that, because I get like a little bit of money back, not much. And stay tuned to the build log. But as always, guys, this is Steve from PC Budget Solutions, and I'll see you later on down the road.